Good morning, students. Welcome back to C++ class. In today's class, I will explain you about access specifiers. Okay. So, what are the access specifiers and what is the use of the access specifier that we are going to discuss today. Okay. Access specifier means, example, you are declaring some variables and some functions in C++. Okay, so when you are declaring functions, I mean the functions are called as a member functions and the variables are called as a data members. When you are declaring that data members and functions, sometimes you want to provide security for your data members and member functions. Means you don't want to freely available, means openly, if you don't want to give your data members and functions to other classes. Okay, means you are providing security to your data. Okay, so you want to provide security for your data. That you can do by using access specifiers. Okay, so access specifier specifies which data members and which functions should be available to other classes and which are not available to other classes, and what data members can be used by the same class. Okay, so what we can say that is access specifiers are used to decide the boundaries of the data members, means where we can use a variable and where we can't use the variable. That boundaries can be decided by using a data members decided by using a access. Okay, understood? Now here we have three access specifiers. One is a public, the second one is a private, the third one is a protected. Okay, so public, if you have declared any variable, if you have declared any variable as a public or a private or protected, based on the access specifier you have declared, according to that the variable can be accessed, according to that the data members can be accessed. See how to give this access specifiers. Here I have given syntax. Once you see class, as usual we will give the class and open the brace, private, public, protected, three access specifiers. Whatever private, whatever data members and functions you have declared inside the private, that follows the boundaries of the private, that follows the rules of the private, and whatever data members, member functions you have declared as a public, that follows rules of the public, and whatever data members and member functions you have declared under protected, that follows rules of the protected. Okay, now we'll discuss one by one clearly. Okay, means if you have declared public, then how means where the variable can be used. Understood? Here now I'm going to explain you about public. See, public property means what actually? Anyone can use that property, yes or no? Similarly, if you have declared any data member and a member function inside the public access specifier, that can be available to everyone in the program, means every class in the program, means that can be available to same class, that can be available to other classes, like that. Okay, if you have declared any any data member and member function inside the public access specifier, anyone can use that properties. Okay, so if you don't want to give security, if you don't want to hide any data, if you want to distribute your data, or you want other classes to use your property, then you declare that property as a public. So your property is nothing but whatever data members and member functions you use, that are called as a means that are whatever member functions that are called as a properties of a public access specifier. Okay, so here you see the definition. All the class members declared under the public specifier will be available to everyone. The data members and member functions declared as the public can be accessed. Whatever data members and whatever functions you have declared inside the public, that can be accessed by other classes and other functions also. So we are not providing security. So whatever data you have declared inside the public, that can be used by other classes and functions also. Now you see how to give that public. See, class public access specifier here is a name of the class. Okay, what is the here? Class is a keyword which defines class template. Public access specifier I have given, that is the name of the class. Inside the class, public is the access specifier. Okay, public is the access specifier. Inside that means that every access specifier should end with the colon, public colon. Now int a, so here whatever variable, whatever data member you have declared inside the public access specifier, that can be accessed by any method and any class of the program. Okay, see, this is an example of a public. Now you see the private. In the name itself you have a definition. Private property means what? It is belongs to one person or one class, like that. Okay, so in a C++ also we have a private access specifiers. If you have declared anything inside the private access specifier, that can be accessed by only the class in which it is declared. Okay, example, in the class A you have declared some variables as the private. Then what it means, you can use that variable inside that class only. Okay, that variable you cannot access outside that class. Okay, so that means you are providing security for your data. You are not sharing your data with the other classes and with the other functions. So if you want to share any data with other classes, then you put that inside the public. If you don't want to share your data among other classes, then you declare that as a private. So anything which is declared inside the private, that can be accessed inside the class only. That cannot be accessed outside the class. Okay, here you see the syntax. See, just now I have given no. Similarly, here I have given private. Private is access specifier. According to the rule, access specifier should end with the colon. Now, int is a data type. A is the data member. Okay, A is a variable here, so variables are called as the data members. Next, I have given one method, void display. Okay, so A can be used inside the display method only. If you want to use that A in any other classes, it is not possible. Okay, now example program here. iostream conio.h2 preprocessor comments have included. What is the class here? Class is a keyword and A is the name of the class. In this example program, I have included two access specifiers, that is the private and the second one is the public. Okay, so in the private I have declared one variable, int a. A is a variable which is declared inside the private. Now under public I have declared one variable, that is a b. Okay, next to public, void show. Show is the method that is used to print a value and b value. Here I used to print a value and b value. You see in the void show method, a equals to 10, b equals to 20. Now I am printing that variable values here. You can see cout value of A is printed, value of B is printed. Now I am closing the class. Okay, with the semicolon at the end of the brace I am giving the semicolon. What it means? Class will end. Now come to the main function here. I have created object to a class A. Here what is the A? You can see what is the name of the class here? A. So if you want to access the data members and the member functions of that class, you need to create object of that class. If you create object to that class, then only you can access members of that class. So here I have created one object. Object name is a obj. What is the name of the class here? A. Now you see obj dot show. Show is a method where I have declared that inside the class A. Here you can see. Okay, show method. In the show method, what I have given, actually what is the purpose of this method? This method is designed, this method is written to print A value and B value. So here you will get A value and B value. Okay, understood? This is okay. Till here your program will be executed without any error. Now I want to access private members outside the class. Means in the main method means it is outside the class only. When you give the semicolon, no, your main method will end. Right. So after closing the main function, in the main, after closing the class, in the main function, I want to use the variable of a private variable I want to use. Then we'll see it is a possible or not. See, after the show method, one output statement I have given, accessing a variable outside the class. So I want to access the variables which are declared inside the class in the main function. Okay, you see cout obj dot A I have given. Obj is object, A is a private or public. We'll see. A is the private, A is the private. So if you're trying to print A, it will throw an error because A cannot be accessed as it is private, because I have declared private, sorry, I have declared A inside the private access specifier. If you have declared any variable inside the private, that you cannot access outside the class. So here you will get. And if you are trying to print B, you can print because B is declared under public section. So if you have declared anything inside the public section, that you can access from anywhere. But if you have declared anything inside the private section, that you cannot access anywhere, that you can access inside the class only. Okay, so here you can print the value of B, but you can't print the value of A. Why? Because A is a private. Here I am trying to access that private variable from the main function. Okay, but main function is outside the class, so you can't access the private variable. Okay, so this is about private and public. If you have declared anything inside the public, that you can access inside the class, in the main function, outside the class also. But if you have declared anything as a private, that you can access inside the class only. If you want to access that outside the function, it won't accept. Okay, now the next one is a protected. See, actually we can say that it is a semi-private and semi-public. Okay, it is actually similar to the private access specifier. It makes class members inaccessible outside the class, but they can be accessed by any subclass of that class. See, actually in C++, we have a mechanism called inheritance. Okay, so using a inheritance, one class can use the properties of another class. Whichever class is using the properties, that is called as a child class. Whichever class is giving the property, that is called as a parent class. Okay, that is called as a inheritance. So in an inheritance process, if you want to give a permission to use your property to only your subclasses, then you declare that properties as a protected. Okay, so when you give property as a protected, Then what it means, whatever data members and member functions you have declared inside the protected, that can be accessed by your class and its child classes, only by its child classes. Other classes cannot use that. Okay, so it is that is why it is a semi public and semi private. We are giving a permission to use other class, but that other class should be a child class. Private, only child classes can use, other classes cannot use your properties if you have declared inside the protected. Okay, understood? Now here I have given example program, you see once. IOStream, Conio.h, two preprocessor commands I have included. Next, class declaration I have given. Now in the class declaration, how many access specifier I have given? Private, public, protected. Private, any variable inside the private can be accessed inside the class only. If you have declared any variable inside the public, that can be accessed inside the class and outside the class also. Now protected, that whatever variables you have declared, that can be accessed by its own class and its child class. Now you see example program here. Void show a, b, c, three variables I have given. Now I am printing that a, b, c. Okay, you will get this. Why? Because whatever you have declared here, no, that is inside the class only. So inside the class, it may be a private, it may be a protected, or it may be a public. All those variables can be accessed inside the class. So a is printed, b is printed, c is printed. Over. Now come to the next here, class, subclass, public declaration. Okay, so here class subclass is nothing but the child class. Public and declaration is the parent class. Okay, so child class is taking properties of parent class. Then public void show b equals to 5, c equals to 6. See, actually inside the private, a I have not given. Sorry, a have given. Inside the private, you see, a is a private variable. So if it is a private variable, you can't access that variable inside the child class. Okay, so that is why here I have given b equals to 5, c equals to 6. Okay, so here one variable is a protected and one variable is a public. So two variables can be accessed in a child class here. Okay, that is an example of private, public, protected. So here you can see the main function, I have created an object. Object name is a d. How will you declare an object? Declaration is the name of the class, d is the name of the object. Okay, now d dot show. So whatever classes are there in the declaration class, that can be accessed using a show method. Now subclass, yes, s dot show, that also you can access. So here I have created two objects. One is for the main class and another is for a child class. So the object of the parent class can using a object of the parent class, you can access the member functions of the parent class, and using the object of the child class, you can access the methods and the member functions of a child class. Okay, so if you want to access any property of that class, you need to create an object. Once if you have created an object, you can access methods and the member functions of that class. Okay, so this is about access specifiers, private, public, protected. Over. Now the next one is, what is the object? Say already I have explained in a OOPS concept. Object is a instance of a class. Okay, and it is also called as a runtime entity. When you create a class, no, example here in the previous one, here I have created a class. Class declaration is a class, and where it is ending, see here it is ending. So when you create the class, that class won't get the memory. When the class will get the memory, see from the main function, when the object is created, here you can see declaration d is object of which class? Declaration. So when you have created an object to a class, then only you can access members, data members and the member functions of that class. if you want to create an object, nothing you can access from the class. Okay, so if you want to access member functions and data members of the class, then you need to create an object of that class. Once if you have created an object, you can access all the data members and member functions of a class if it is declared as the public. Okay, now here I have given object, right? Objects are created from the classes. Okay, so once if you have created a class, you can create an object of that class. Once if you have created an object, you can access all the methods which are available in that class. Okay, next, class objects are declared in the similar way as a variable. So how to declare a variable? I think you all know the variable declaration like int a. Similarly, here also we'll declare an object, but instead of the data type like int, float, char, here what you have to give the class name. To which class you want to create an object, give the name of the class and give the space, give the name of the object. So once if you have created an object, you can access all the members and member functions of that class using an object. Okay, next, the class name must start followed by the object name. The object is of the class type. Okay, if you have created, say example, if I'll give int a is a type of what? Integer. But if you have given an object like a is the name of the class, space ob is the object, then obj is the object and the type of class a. Okay, so object is the instance of a class. If you want to access class members and the member functions of a class, then you need to create an object of that class. Okay, now here you see the syntax. If you want to create an object, here you need to give the class name space object name. Okay, so in the class in the above syntax, class name is nothing but it is the name of the class to which you want to create an object. The second one is the object name. It is identifier. The user can give any name. Okay, so here you have created an object, no? So creating object of a class is called as a instantiation of an object. Okay, it's nothing but the creation of an object. Okay, what is the use of an object? If you want to access data members and the member function of the class, then it is a condition that you need to create an object of that class. Class is only the template, but where is the key actually? Object is the key. If there is no key, you can't enter into a class. Similarly, if there is no object, you can't access the class. Okay, now example, you have created an object. After creating an object, what happened? I want to access the members of the class. Members means the variables, methods of the class. Then how will you access? Actually, why we are creating an object? To access data members and member functions of a class only. So after creating a object, you need to access the data members and the member functions of the class. Then how will you access? Using a dot, using a period operator, you can access the data members and the member functions of the class. Right? So if you want to use a data member and member function of the class, then you can access by using an object. Just you need to give object name dot name of the data member and the name of the member function which you want to access. Okay, so this is accessing data members of the member function. Example, if you want to access any data member and member function of the class, then you need to create object. After creating an object, you need to access. How will you access? Object name dot method name, so that method can be accessed. So here in the example I have given, for example, if the name of the object is obj, what is the name of the object? Obj, and the member function name is the print name. I want to access the method print name, and what is the object name? Obj. Then how will you give? obj dot print name. Obj is the name of the object. Dot print name. Okay, so using this obj object, we are accessing function. What is the name of the function here? Print name. Okay, you see the example program here. IOStream, we are including a preprocessor command. Next, namespace std, we are including one module. And what is the name of the class here? Student. Okay, so in the student, what I have given, two data members I have given, that is I have declared inside the public int id of the student, and the second one is the name of the student. Okay, now I have closed the class. After closing the class, come to the main function. In the main function, I have created one object. What is the name of the object here? S1. To which class we are creating this object? Student. So if you have created S1 to the student, then you can access all the methods of student using S1, because S1 is the key of student. So S1 dot id equals to 201. S1 dot name is a Sono Jaiswal. Example I have given like this. Then directly you can print cout S1 dot id, cout S1 dot name. Actually, where is this id and name? These two data members are in the student class. So once if you have created object to the student, you can access whatever methods are there in the student class and whatever data members are there in the student class. Here I just did that only. I have created one object S1 to the student, and I have accessed members of that class using that object. That is the purpose of an object. Once if you have created an object, you can access all the data members and all the member functions of that class. That is the use of the object. Okay, so this is about today's class. So in today's class, I've explained you about private. I had explained you about private, public, protected. Private, that data can be accessed inside the class only. Public means the data can be accessed by any class. Protected means class itself and its child can access the properties. Okay, now the next come to the object. Object is the instance of a class. After class is created, if you want to access the class members and all, we need an object. Okay, so object name dot function name or data member name. Okay, in that way you can access all the class members using an object. Okay, so this is about access specifiers and object creation. Thank you.